I'm just going to share with you a quick, simple, nice and easy loose watercolour landscape. Maybe you just want to improve your watercolours. I have all sorts of tips, tricks, all sorts of demos which I post each and every week. And so if you're looking to improve on what you do, maybe you're new to watercolour, completely new, then please subscribe, give us a thumbs up and enjoy the video. Okay, you can see I've done a simple sketch, just a pencil outline of the paint that I'm going to be doing. And I'm just taking some clean water from a jar using a smallish mop brush. It's actually a really nice brush, it's an Isobear. It's a nice brush, it holds plenty of water. So I'm just going in and wetting the paper. And this is I'm back on Bockingford watercolour paper. It's a really nice paper. It's reasonably priced. You can get packs of 50, and this is £140 cold pressed. So I don't know if you can see the texture, but it's got a little fine tooth on it. It's medium sort of texture, and so I've just wet the paper, and I'm just going to go in with some yellow ochre, which I like to do just to add a bit of colour to the sky, just a bit of some sort of warmth in the background. And I'm not going to do it everywhere, just a bit here and there. And then I'm just going to a mix of ultramarine and cerulean blue. I'm just adding some of that in, and a little bit of grey mix from the palette, a bit of mud. There's actually sort of grey and a bit of red in there. So I want all my colours to be sort of different, make a nice sky. And I'm just letting those bleed together. You can see the amount of water I've got on the paper. So it's helping those colours to sort of fuse together, to soften, and to give you that nice sort of faded look. So I'm just going to, I want it slightly lighter towards the horizon line of the trees. And I think that'll do for the sky. You can see how quick that was. I'm not messing around, I'm not too much detail in there, just want to quickly get that colour first washed down, and that's the sky pretty much done. You can go ahead and mop up the sort of water's edge where the sort of water's come down. It does sort of pool at the bottom, so I just want to remove that and a few more little bits. And you can play around with this, you can actually tilt the board, move the board. In previous videos that's what I've done. But I'm just leaving it like that. I'm quite happy the way it looks. I don't want too much attention on the sky itself. We've got a nice sort of cottage here. So this will be the main focal point. I am working from a reference photo, and in the photo we've got this big tree sort of coming here. But in this painting I wanted to sort of balance that up and sort of frame the image, the painting, so your eye will be drawn into the cottage itself. So I think I'm just going to let that dry, and I might even add some more darks, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see when it's dry. Obviously just don't forget, whatever you put down on paper while it's wet, it will dry sort of a few shades lighter than what the initial wash is. So I just mixed up a very light sort of green for the trees, and I've used a bit of yellow ochre, some lemon yellow, as well as some sap green. So I'm just going in and just spotting this around. Obviously this is the lightest colour. I will be going in with some quite dark, but I wanted just some of this colour to just shine through. So, and I'm going to go in and do the same on the other side. This tree. So there we go, just as simple as that. And by the way, if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I've had quite a lot of subscribers just lately. So if you're one of the new subscribers, then thank you for joining me. Add some of this nice green in the sort of middle ground. Come down. I'm just going to drop some colours into that as we come down the paper. Yeah, so one thing I want to do is, as you can see, I'm dropping in different colours here and there. It just adds more variety, makes it more interesting, rather than just one flat sort of colour. I'm coming down, and as I come down, don't forget this is closer to us, so you want to go sort of more colour, more saturated. And obviously the further back you get more sort of blue tones, things like that. But this isn't like, there's not a lot of distance in this scene. But that's the sort of thing you got to remember. If it's something you're looking at from a distance, then you want to change the colours and have the blues towards the back and sort of warm the colours and have the stronger colours coming forward, closer to the viewer. I'm going to just get some of that green and just add these trees here. There's all sorts of trees and things going on just there. So I'm just going around the house, the cottage. Just painting around the cottage, and this also makes a nice backdrop, so it frames the house and helps that to stand forward. Nice bright green I've got here now. A cad red, I'm going to drop that in these trees. Let them sort of mix together. Back into my yellow ochre, into the reddish sort of mix, and just add in that. You can see how much more interest that makes rather than just a green. Just adding these simple colours and let them mix together. Rather than mix them on the palette, you can do, nothing wrong with that. But just let them mix on the paper, it gives it a more natural sort of look. And still with the same brush, you can see it's got quite a nice little point on it. It's not too small, so I'm not going to go in with too much detail. Roof here looks like some sort of attached building, and also, before I forget, there's a little sort of roof on the doorway. So this is the distant hills. leaves. I think I might have slightly exaggerated this side. I wanted more of that hill to show. That's quite nice. That textured sort of look. I just want to soften that back just a little bit. Thinking these hills are a bit too flat. What I mean by that is just there's no sort of shape or depth to them, so just lifting just a little bit of paint here and there just to give them a little bit more interest. You can either do this with a brush or a bit of blotting paper. Just add in the darker tones in the trees, just going randomly, so not taking my time, not being careful. Just getting these, and I'll do the same on the opposite side. Changing my brush. I'm going to go in the same sort of colour, the same colour, the same mix, just to drop in, and you can see while it's still wet, just drop in some of these darker tones, and they'll start to fuse and soften. So I've got some on the roof that I didn't want. I just wanted to keep that clean. That's because it's still wet. I want the edges of the trees to sort of diffuse and mix and soften, so that's absolutely fine. We've got bits cropping. Look really soft and diffused, so but this part here looks a bit too hard edged, so I'm just running in and adding some water and softening those trees. Now I do want some hard edges. This, so I will do some once this is completely dry, and I will be going in with this dark colour and making some harder edges. See, I added some brown. I think I'll go the yellow ochre, just to give that autumn sort of feel. Just letting some of those lighter, the first wash, just letting some of that appear underneath. these shadows into the leaves and some things. See, the trick here is I've got an old card, a credit card, and just scratch it out, a couple of branches, and it gives like nice white branches, twigs, sticks, that sort of thing. And then I'm just softening them back so that some of the branches can disappear into the foliage. Okay, so there we have it. A nice simple cottage scene. Let's just take the masking tape off. You can probably hear it's just started raining here. It's a miserable day outside. And as always, a nice clean edge. And there we have it. Don't forget to hit a like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care, thanks for watching, bye bye.